To call Kashmir dazzling is a bit like saying Everest is a big old hill. There's no way to overstate how beautiful it is. Every corner boasts a picture, every street a scene that's all its own. From the wide open spaces of the lake to the hustle and bustle of downtown, Srinagar is a remarkable city. And on the surface anyway, there are few signs of its many scars. And so in their busiest summer in a long while, there may still be a sense of watchfulness, but there is also exuberance, hope, and boundless hospitality. Those of you who will travel for food will know, just looking at the scene behind me, that this is a destination that offers all that and much, much more. The Kashmir Valley has been mostly talked about for its trouble past, but today we're focusing on a different aspect altogether. In a year when tourism has hit a record high, we're hitting the streets of Srinagar to guide you to some of the finest food the city has to offer. After all, with a cultural history as rich and varied as theirs, well, let's just say the cuisine, like everything else, is full of surprises. And while there is much to see and much to do, remember that here there is much to eat as well. And so for my first meal, I chose to start with some classic Kashmiri fare at a classic Kashmiri stop, the kind where food is served with a side order of history. Yes, Srinagar's first restaurant, Ado's, offers my kind of accompaniment. It's a strictly old world space, few frills, no furbelows, and not a modcon in sight. It's pretty much perfect.
Hi Anisha.
Hello.
Welcome to Adu.
Thank you so much. And as I sit down with Hayat Bhatt, the hotel's gen next, food comes fast. But first, a little context, please.
We started our restaurant in 1920, and our restaurant was the first restaurant in Kashmir. There were no other restaurants and all that. It was under the patronage of the king of Kashmir, Raja Hari Singh.
What you're saying is that until your restaurant opened up, no one who wasn't invited to a wedding essentially could have Wazwan food.
Never. I think till 100 or 150 years back, I would say no one even knew, besides the emperors and the kings and all that, no one knew what Wazwan is.
And so yes, for those who do want to know, I'll start by telling you it's more than just meat you want to greet very, very warmly.
The Wazwan basically, which got here around 14th century by Temur Lang, this is actually a tradition of Persia. And it's been a feast for all the kings, the emperors and all that. So after the emperors and everything is gone, so this came to the local people and all. Till then it was not served in any house and all that. Nobody had the imagination or the strength to cook it. Now we have 36 dishes, which is mostly consists of non-veg. That's why the whole concept of the wedding revolves around the Wazwan. How good is the Wazwan? Nobody's going to see what you have created otherwise, how good your setting looks up. It's just the taste of the food. It's because of the food of the emperors.
It's hard to argue the point as I start sampling. There's the suitably royal-looking Kashmiri naan drowned in butter covered with nuts and dried fruit. But if you truly want to feel like a king of old, there cannot be a better option than the tabak mas. Lamb ribs that have been deep-fried to a crisp on the outside, while inside it's quivering with fat. That sound you hear, it's not me chomping. It's every one of my arteries hardening an inch at a time. It's decadent, delicious, and if I'm being strictly honest, it borders on depravity. This is a dish so decadent you could actually envision Maharajas of old sitting back and enjoying this. I mean, it's literally that level of rich. I may not live to see tomorrow, having eaten it, but at least I will have gone in a good cause. But of course, that is just the beginning. And this despite the fact that no matter how many courses are traditionally served, I'm not brave enough to head into the double digits. So in my, believe it or not, limited sampler, the next item is a plate of rishta, that finely pounded Kashmiri meatball served in a spicy sauce. Along with that, there's a huge bowl of their yogurt-based dhania korma. And then one that's made with extra scraps of meat, the kind that haven't made the cut for a korma. In other words, the meathi mas is literally better than the sum of its parts. Spicy, succulent, much like the cricket ball-sized gushtaba that accompanies it. This is another version of the famous meatball, here served in a slightly sour but always super yogurt-based curry.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.